Hello people, hope you're doing well. I wanted to share a story with you about John Pinette, the famous comedian. John and I were friends. We went to grammar school together, so in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade we became friends, and I got to know him pretty well. There were a group of us who hung out together, and John was very much John before the world knew him as John Pinette. I mean, he was a big kid, you know. He was a fat kid. There was no way around it, and he was the fat kid in class. And so I think he was kind of penalized a little bit for that. I'm sure he'd have something to say about that. But in those days, you know, people may have looked at him the right way or the wrong way because of his size. But I want to tell a story about the real John Pinette and the heart and soul of who that man really was. So I don't weigh very much at all. You know, in 7th grade, 8th grade, I was about 80 pounds, and John must have been over 200 pounds or something like that. So, but one day in the schoolyard during recess, you know, they would kick us out to get after lunch. We'd have to go outside. It was the middle of winter, and you know, this is the 70s, and we didn't have the kind of great winter coats that we have now, and a lot of us didn't have a whole lot of money, so we didn't have great boots or anything. So I'm out in the schoolyard and I'm shivering. I'm literally shivering. I'm so cold because it was cold out in the middle of winter. John had this giant Parker snorkel thing that would zip all the way up, and it had kind of like a funnel at the end of it with the fur around the edge. He saw me and he came over to me. He unzipped his winter coat. He grabbed me, put me inside of his coat, and zipped it all the way up. And there I was, warm and safe inside the coat of the famous John Pinette. And that really is who he was. I mean, he was very, very funny, of course, but when he could help somebody, if he felt he could make a difference, a positive difference in someone's life, he didn't think twice about it. Nothing stopped him. He just stepped right up and he made the situation better. So it's kind of hilarious what happened, but he saw that I was cold and he just warmed me up. And it was very strange to be inside there, of course, but it was warm and it warmed me up. And I never forgot that. And that's the true spirit of who John was. A lot of other people don't think of it this way, but I think to be a brilliant comedian like that, and he was absolutely brilliant, you have to be courageous. You have to put yourself out there, and you have to be really, really intelligent. And that's another thing about John. He was really, really smart. He did well at school. He was just really intelligent and capable. Also, you know, I think as big as he was even bigger as a person. He had a bigger heart, a heart bigger than his body, and he was really smart, and he was very, very kind to those of us who knew him in the schoolyard, the kids who went to grammar school with him. We went to a parochial school, a Catholic school, and there were a lot of rules, and it was kind of frightening to be there. There was a lot of boundaries, and you had to, if you stepped out of line, you heard about it. So the schoolyard was a place where we had a little more freedom, and you know, John was just kind of always there with us. And of course, he was doing his funny things then in the schoolyard, the chipmunk thing, and he was just hilarious whenever he could be. Just the look on his face at times would crack you up. So I kind of lost track of him after grammar school, and he went on to become John Pinette, the famous comedian and actor. And I never forgot him. I never forgot how kind he was to me. And unfortunately, he passed away in 2014, which really hurts difficult for me to talk about. I miss him so much, I really do, and I wish I had kept in touch with him and had more of a friendship with him after school, but I think about him a lot. I talk to him a lot even these days, and I thank him for how great he was. And so I think the lesson that we can take from that is that it doesn't hurt you to be kind to people. And oftentimes the people we see, the exterior of them is not really reflective of how they are on the inside, and they can teach us so much. They're the powerful ones. And I just want to say thank you to John. Thank you so much, John. I love you, man. I really do. And I'm grateful. And I hope wherever you are, you're happy, and, just really grateful for the person you were, grateful for our friendship, and I never forgot you, man. All right, people, let that be a lesson to you. Be kind to one another, be peaceful, be the adult, step up, solve problems, and help to mitigate some of this harm and anger that's going on in the world. You don't have to be that way. You can be like John Pinette. You can make people laugh. You can make people feel good. You can make people happy. So that's it for today. All right, get off the screen, get outside, do something for yourself. Off I go. I'm Joe from Box Victoria. Take care.